Story time. So a beautiful young lady hops in my DM, offers to take me out on a date. This happens all the time. It is what it is. Now, she's in my DM. She's been in my DM for quite some time. She's attractive. She's been sending me messages. I finally respond to one of her messages. She doesn't live too far. So I'm like, hey, I'm not doing nothing this weekend. What's the worst thing that can happen? We go out, casual brunch type situation. I don't even think we really even got food. We just sat at the bar, talked a little bit, had a couple hors d'oeuvres, had a conversation. Now, the reason for my video today is she inboxed me. She said she wanted to take me out. She said that she wanted to, treat me, and she's laying it on thick. You need a good woman. You need to quit having these terrible dates. You need to quit, you need to let a good woman come in your life and take care of you and this, and the third. Now, I get these messages a lot, so it is what it is. It'd be like a grain of salt to me because I know, for one, everybody makes it sound good, but the reality is the reality. We hook up to go to lunch, and I'm just like, let me see what she's saying. Let me see, she was very consistent, pretty much everything I do. I would throw an event, and even if she didn't come, she would buy a ticket, always very supportive. So I was like, what, let's just see what happens. She really put herself out there. So I was like, let this happen. Okay. If you will. Now, this whole time she's telling me how much money she makes, what kind of car she drives, how big her house is. She literally inboxed me pictures of her house. And it was nice. And it was her house because she was in it, walking around, sending me videos, She lived alone, big, huge house, nice stuff, everything. So I'm like, okay, she seems like she is who she says she is. Before we get too deep, y'all be real harsh on me about my decision making when it comes to dating. But what I'm telling you, what I'm about to tell you, this is just the reality of the situation that I find myself in all the time. It's like you give a person a chance, and then that person turns out to be crazy. The one thing I've learned in dating, for one, you have to date. If you don't date, you will be ill-equipped to just start one day. If you take too much time off, the game will change on you, right? And you will miss something that you needed to see. And honestly, it's like with anything. If you spend all your time by yourself, if you spend all your time not dating, if you spend all your time scrolling and observing other people living, that's just what your life's going to be like. Now, if you're cool with that and you don't mind being 60, 70, 80, 90 with no companionship, no partnership, if you come to the realization that that's what you want, that's cool. That's cool. But me, I'm just telling you, that's not what I want for my life. And I want, that solid partner, So I'm going to keep trying until I find that solid partner. But back into the story. So now this whole time we're dating, we're talking on the phone, we're getting to know each other. She is telling me about, different past relationships, stuff like that. And she got a lot of really bad decisions. And see, my thing is you'll talk to a woman and she'll tell you all these things that happen bad to her, right? And you have no idea. Put it like this. Everybody's the victim when they tell the story, but you got to read in between the lines. And so me personally, I've been doing this a little bit longer than, most people. So it's like I can hear somebody talk about their ex and hear where they went wrong in the relationship, because it's easy to stand on the outside and point your finger at another person and say, oh, he did this, she did that. But when you actually look at that situation, you had a role to play, and whatever it was, you have a role to play. Whether it's just stupidity, you still had a role to play. So I say all that to say we go out on a date. Now, once again, like I said, she inboxed me. She wants to take care of me. She wants to do all this stuff. We're at the restaurant. We eat lunch. Everything's cool. The check comes. Now, I have a couple dollars, but she insisted, she was like, oh no, I want to take you out. But when the check came, she looked at me like, oh, aren't you going to get that? And I'm just like, no. Now, I know it's a lot of videos right now about this soft guy era, drizzle. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like I didn't ask really to be here. You know what I'm saying? This wasn't my idea. I didn't pursue you. I didn't track you down. I didn't send you all these DMs. I didn't do all of this. You wore me down to get me out based upon, and then you want me to pay. So on my soft guy era, I guess, I paid the tab, and I kind of felt some kind of way about it. So like when we was walking to the car, she was just like, hey, we should go get drinks, it's the night's young. And I was just like, now the one thing I will say this, like, I don't expect women to pursue men like men pursue women, but I definitely feel like there's a level of accountability if your goal is to pursue me or gain my attention or whatever, and then try to woo me with all of your assets and accolades and all of this stuff just to get me in a space and make me pay for dinner that I really didn't, I really didn't want to even go and do. So I was just like, I don't know. So, but y'all know I always go too far, right? So we end up going, it was another place. It was like across the street. So we go across the street and we getting drinks or whatnot. And so I get a couple drinks. I'm like, maybe, what happened earlier was just a little whatever. So I'm drinking, I bang me a couple shots, music playing, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? She disappears for a second. She comes back to the table with a bottle. And I'm like, you about to, drink, you drinking like that tonight? You know what I'm saying? I'm kind of like, okay, tipsy. And she comes back with the bottle, and then, then the bar people come out with the sparklers and stuff like that and all this stuff. And, so we sitting there, and she popped open the bottle, and, we drinking or whatnot. And like a couple girls come over, and they just like, oh, is it someone's birthday? And she's like, no, it's just our first day. Oh my God. Do you know who this is? Oh my gosh. You have to follow him. You have to. He's hilarious. So, and I'm like, so, we chilling, whatever. She getting real comfortable, you know what I'm saying? We taking selfies, all this stuff. So we get ready to leave. Now, I have paid for the drinks that I had, that I bought. Like, I have a standard drink. I always drink it. Everyone who really knows me, they know what this drink is. I got like a couple of those. I'm cool. They bring the tab for the bottle, and she handed it to me. She handed me the tab for the bottle. And I'm like, so she hands me the tab for the bottle, and I'm looking at I'm like, oh, this is some nice paper. What kind of paper is this? Oh, here you go. This is yours. And so she sort of like hands it back to me, and I'm like, no, you're losing your possession. This is yours. This is not my bag. This is your bag. This is not my bag. This is your bag. And she's laughing and stuff like that. She like, you so silly. And she hands me back the receipt. I mean, the receipt, the bill or whatnot. And I look her dead in her mama's daughter's face, and I'm like, I'm not paying this. And she's like, well, what type of man are you? And I was like, the kind that's not paying this. I'm not. Nigga, this is like $472. I didn't even want to be here. You begged me to come. She goes like on this rant, like a little rant, and like she getting loud in the spot. Now y'all, listen, y'all know of me, but y'all don't know me. I'm a person that can't be embarrassed in public. Like, I will go there. I have no filter. And she's like, I thought, you were a stand-up guy and this, and the third. And I'm like, yes, ma'am, I am a stand-up guy. And I'm about to stand up and walk the hell out of here because this is not my tab. This is your tab. Why should I pay for this? And she's like, well, you're the man. And And I'm like, yeah, I'm a man, but not yours. And, yeah, so I got up, paid my portion of the thing, and I walked out. I'm going to my car. She come running up behind me, and she's just like, I thought you were different. I thought you were this. You're just like all the other men in my life, da-da-da-da-da. And okay, this is the part where I be trying to tell y'all, like, people make stuff sound good. Oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. And y'all might have a problem with what I'm saying. That's fine. I'm cool with that. But the one thing I'm going to say is people be in these comments and they inbox me after I tell a story time and they tell me all this stuff. Oh, you should let me do this, or you should let me do this. And this is why I don't respond to those messages, because people be saying whatever they need to say to convince you. But then once you actually be around them, you see what they really own. And that's when I be having to get the hell out of there. Hey, so I got in my car, drove off. Another one of my crazy, irritating, like make my butt actually itch dating stories. I'll see you in the next one.